Hey, what's going on? Today I got a recipe that apparently went viral like 5 years ago, and I just completely missed the boat on it. I'm gonna give it a try though, because people say it's very delicious. So, anyway, it's called the Mississippi Pot Roast, as evidenced by the title of the video. Gonna show you how I cook it. I think I got it right, but anyway, it's a 5-ingredient pot roast, very easy. Beef chuck roast. I guess you could probably use short ribs if you wanted, but 4 pounds is what I got. And apparently they don't sell single 4-pounders anymore, so I got two 2-pounders, both nice and marbly and delicious looking. Full pepperoncinis. You apparently don't want the slices. And apparently Au Jus gravy mix and ranch seasoning mix. First thing first, what we're going to do is get these chuck roast pieces out. I'm actually going to cut them in half, only because there's 2 big pieces and I want to make sure that they get in the braising liquid properly. But what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to season them. Apparently, with the, however many milligrams of sodium are in this, plenty of salt already. So I'm not going to salt the meat. I'm just going to brown it, give it a good sear. Not to lock the juices in, because that's a myth, doesn't do that. And just to give it a good caramely flavor in our, I guess you could call it a crock pot, but it's a Le Cruset braising pan. 12 quarts, I believe, is the capacity. While you're chopping up your meat, get your heat on medium-high heat on the stove, and preheat your oven to 325 degrees. So, many years back I was gifted this lovely Le Cruset braising, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember the name. But anyway, medium-high heat, like 5.5 out of 6 if yours goes to 6. And then also we're just going to add a tiny little splash of olive oil in the bottom. Probably not totally necessary, but I like to sear at least with a little bit of oil in the pan. So while I'm waiting for things to heat up, I combine both of the flavor packets into a bowl. I see people just kind of dump it on. I'm like, that's gonna turn out really inconsistent. I mean, maybe not, but anyway, dump them into a bowl, mix them both together real nice with a fork. All right, let's get these bad boys in here. If you can't fit them all, no big deal, because we're gonna take them out. Okay, once your meat looks brown like this, take your pot off heat and get ready for the next step. The first step is dumping a little bit of liquid in here from the pepperoncini jar, and that should loosen up some of the bits on the bottom. It's going to kind of overlap a little bit, but not too terribly. So I just want to make sure it's kind of the top level of the meat is kind of even. So as you can see here, it is. And now we just add our seasoning. Now it doesn't really matter about being on the top or bottom, because all this will soak in eventually. 7, 8. Let's just do 9, screw it. That seems like plenty. So, that being said, let's add just a little bit more juice to the recipe. Okay, and then for the final step, all we need to do is add half a stick of butter. Apparently in Mississippi, they like salt and butter. I mean, I do too, but damn. Anyway, yeah, so let's get this beautiful, I guess, let's get this beautiful pot roast in the oven. And I will see you in about 2.5 hours. Oh, and I just want to make it clear that you need to cover this, whether it be with foil or an actual lid. It's actually been about 3 hours, and I don't know, 3 hours or so, I would say, 325, and then I just kind of turned the oven off. But there you have it. A beautiful pot roast that smells delicious. It's interesting, I was expecting a very different smell from this dish. But as you can see, pulls right apart. And apparently you're supposed to shred it up and keep it in the gravy that you made. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Very simple. Let me give you the impressions on how it tastes here in a sec. So, how does it taste? There's a whole heck of a lot of butter and fat in the bottom of this pot. It's very rich, but it's got a very good flavor. Very different than what I was expecting. It's very buttery, beefy. I was really expecting the ranch flavor to be more pronounced, or at least the gravy flavor, but honestly, it's kind of just like any other pot roast, except, I don't know, I don't want to call it neutral, but anyway, it's very good. And I think if you maybe slice up the pepperoncini in there and give it a little more tang, you know, as you're eating, I think it would be delicious. But anyway, I'm serving this on a bed of mashed potatoes, which is, you know, always a nice thing to have a very buttery, meaty pot roast on top of. So anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe or something, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.